So the first thing that we have to do for this ornament is make a bunch of these little paper cones. And to start with, I just cut out a little pile of 2x2 squares out of just an old book. I just tore a page out and cut it up. I just have my regular tape runner, and I'm going to run just a strip of adhesive down the side. And then I kind of hold it in a point, and again, remember that the center part is going to get squished down anyway, so don't worry about it being like perfectly round. And I just kind of squish it down, hold my finger inside, and fold the other half over. And then it helps. See, now you can see the bottom of that really doesn't look very good, but that's okay because it's going to get covered. Let me show you one more. Let's see. I'll take, again, adhesive on the left-hand side. Make sure I get that top corner. Okay. Take this side, kind of fold it over. I like to keep my thumb kind of in that bottom corner. Pinch it down a little bit. Fold the other side over. Pinch the bottom down and make sure it's stuck down really well at the top. Now, look at these 4 that I've made. You can see none of them look the same. They're all a little bit kind of funny looking, a little bit wonky, especially down at the bottom. I can't stress this enough. Don't worry about it. So I'm going to make about 15 of these just to be safe. Generally, on the ones I've made in the past, I've used about 13 total, but make a couple extra just to make sure that you have enough coverage. So now that I have all my little paper cones made, I've also done some die cutting, and I have 2 circles that are the same size that I've cut out of this sort of turquoise light aqua paper, and another circle that's just slightly smaller that I have die cut out of this fun candy cane stripe. And also I have a snowflake die cut out of vanilla felt. Here I have one of my blue circles, and this is what I'm going to build my ornament on. So this is going to be the back of it, and I'm using my Tombow Mono multi-glue, and I'm just going to put some glue on kind of one section of the ornament. I just, you know, kind of work a section at a time, and then try to kind of eyeball where the middle is and just start placing the paper cones into the glue. And I try to kind of let them sit where they're going to sit most comfortably. You know, don't force them to sit a certain way. Let them just kind of sit into the glue. You know, if they want to roll one way or the other, kind of let them do that. And just keep going, keep putting some more glue on and working your way around. And it doesn't have to be perfectly aligned to the middle. As you can tell here, I'm not very centered, very well centered. And I'll just keep working my way around and pressing my cones into the glue. And now you can see I've got all the cones placed, and as you can see here, I overlapped some of them in the middle just to keep the tops all lined up, and that's okay. That it won't make any difference because we're going to cover it all. I'm just going to leave this to dry for a little while, and then once all the glue in the center is completely dry, we can embellish the front of it. So I let my ornament dry for a little while. So now it's time to embellish the front center area here. I also have this stamp set here. This is from a Muse Studio, and it's called Nordic Noel. And we're going to be just using this small little flower shaped accent stamp here, and I've got that all mounted on my block. And I'm just going to be using red ink to stamp that. So I've got a little bit of white cardstock here, and I'll just go ahead and stamp this pretty close to the edge because I'm going to be punching it out. And I'm using a 3/8 inch circle punch, and this is a little bit smaller than the design, so we're just going to cut out Just kind of center that design in there, and it'll just have a little, the center part and a little bit of that pretty scalloped edge. Okay. And that's all ready to go. And now we can go ahead and assemble the front portion of our ornament. I'm just going to layer these two circles together. And then I'll just take my Tombow Mono glue and put a little bit in the center and just a very small amount on the branches of these snowflake arms here. And then I can place that onto the center of my circle. Make sure the snowflake is all laying properly. And then I'm just going to put another little bit of glue in the center. And put my little punched, stamped image right on top there. And now I've got these little clear gems, and I'll just snip off one of these smaller ones here, and I'm going to put this right in the center of my little stamped flower image. I have some of these foam dimensional squares, and these are the thicker ones. So I will just place one of these foam squares into the very center, just like that. And I can go ahead and take off the backing. And now I'm going to take just a little bit of my Tombow Mono glue again and just put a very thin layer around the edge, and this is to help make sure that it sticks to the front of the ornament. Just to make sure that it sticks, just a little bit of the glue on top of that dimensional adhesive. And I'll just center this and kind of press everything down into the center. Flatten out my cones just a little bit to make sure that it stays where I want it to. And I'll just hold that for a couple of seconds until the glue kind of catches for me. Okay, so now my ornament is just about complete. All I have to do is decide kind of which way I think it looks the best and what side I want to be the top and the bottom. And all I need to do is just grab a handheld hole punch, decide what's going to be the very top of my ornament. Whoops. And I can just go in with my hole punch. And now all I have to do is just take some baker's twine or ribbon or something, string it through that hole, and our ornament will be all ready to hang on the tree. Now I wanted to show you another version of this ornament that I made, and I actually made this with all cardstock. The little cones here are a text print cardstock, and they have a tendency, I just did them with the tape runner just like I did the other ones, but they have a tendency to kind of pop up. So if you're going to do this with cardstock, if you don't have a book that you're willing to rip apart, you're going to want to go through, you know, go in with some kind of glue and just put a little bit of glue underneath like that, and then somehow secure it, you know, secure it together, hold it down with a paper clip or a mini clothespin or something until that glue cures for you. Otherwise the cones will keep wanting to pop apart. But you can certainly do this with all cardstock. So again, here are the two different versions of this ornament. This is the one I made today using an old book, and this is the one that I made previously using all cardstock. And thank you for joining me today. I hope you give this project a try, and join me tomorrow for day 10. Have a great day. Bye-bye.